Hey guys, Ken Scrimp Life. Just wanted to show you some new stuff with the pond. Apologize for no videos being put out recently, but had a hernia surgery, so I was out for a bit and down, couldn't really do a whole lot. But getting back on my feet, and I wanted to show you some new additions to the pond that I did. So first, I had to figure out a way to bring my water lettuce inside so they don't freeze this winter, and my parrot feather. So I had this massive ceramic pot out back and brought it in, put it in here, and I got fresh water coming through the bottom. You might be able to see, probably not, I don't know. There's 3 large holes in the bottom, so it draws fresh air in, and then the fountain pump just pumps it out, so it keeps constant fresh water coming in. But the other thing you're probably wondering about is the barrel. So I know it's not the normal way to do this, but I didn't really have a way to make it work. So I took this barrel, and I'm going to attempt this without screwing the whole thing up, but maybe I won't. So the plant is purely aesthetics. It is a plant that several years ago, I think it was back in 2010, our 15-year-old dog had died, and the vet sent this, and I thought that was really cool. It's been neglected a little bit, sitting in the living room, not really getting enough light, so I'm trying to bring it back to health. But basically what this is, so if you look really close, I'll try to zoom in so you can see through the water, but that used to be a spigot at the bottom so you could empty the barrel. So that is opened up, water comes through, the pump that runs this is in the very back, and I have heavy-duty laundry mesh bags with polyfill in it. So the water comes through, gets filtered by the floss inside of that, goes through the pump, then goes through here, and then back out here. So the reason I've even kept this, because this is working, is because it still has the diverter on it, and it makes it super easy to just throw the drain hose on it and then pump it outside. So anyway, the other thing that I did, because I've been concerned about how cold it's going to get out here in the winter, and I've looked into several options for heating the garage. It's just way too expensive to even try to do that. So I'm going to try to heat the water. So this has been running now for a couple weeks, but what I did is I took a 1,000-watt aquarium heater, titanium, digital control, all that. I'm sorry, not digital control. This one actually has analog control. My other one is digital, but this one was the one I had that was a spare. So what I did was I took bricks and I created like 2 and butted them up together. I put the heater down in between, put bricks spaced out on either side of it, and then put 1 brick across the top to completely cover it from the mesh bags. I don't want anything burning or melting or anything like that, obviously. So what that's doing is it's heating the water in a small area in this barrel. The water is hotter in there, but as it comes out, it's nice and warm, and it flows out into the pond. Now my water temperature out here has been roughly about 72 to 3 with no heating at all, but it's been summer. Well, last night we hit high 30s, I believe, low 40s, and I checked my temperature on this with the old school thermometer, wherever that is. Here it is. And with no heating out here at all, it is 70 degrees. So now I am no longer worried about the possibility of my koi freezing, which I don't think they would. I know people leave them outside, and some bring them in for overwintering or whatever, but I wanted to figure out a way to keep them as comfortable as possible over the winter, because it gets a little cool here. But I can't imagine that the water is going to go any cooler than, say, 55, 60 at the most, which is still fine for them. The other option I'm going to do, what I'm thinking of doing, is laying some like a cover or some panels like Joey from DIY does, just to keep the heat in a little bit. Obviously I can't put panels over this. but I can make a good go of it to get most of it covered to keep a lot of the heat in. I think that might help out quite a bit. So anyway, yeah, that was kind of my idea, and it's been working wonderfully. The water, as you can see, is really clear. That sand always makes it look rough. I apologize for that. It does look a little dirtier with the sand in it, which I never should have added in the first place. But anyway, yeah, look at the guys though, man. They are growing like crazy. They're beautiful. The tilapia are getting huge out here. And it's just, I'm really happy with it. I really am. I don't think it looks too crazy with that in there. I actually think it, I think it's working. That's basically it. But it's serving a purpose. Also, the other thing I wanted to add is I think by putting that titanium heater in this barrel, not only is it heating the water, but it has to work less because all the bricks around it are absorbing that heat and holding it. So it's making it where the bricks are also heating the water because of the heater. So yeah, anyway, that's the update on the pond. I'll probably be back tomorrow. I may do another video on the update of the tanks in the house. I've just got there's some things going on where the wife and I are looking at possibly moving out to Phoenix in spring or maybe summer. I'm not sure. We're definitely wanting to move because once our youngest son finishes up his degree, there's nothing really holding us here anymore, and we're just ready to kind of get into some warm weather. Spring here this year, spring and fall are the best times of year here. It's most comfortable. You can actually walk out and you actually feel good. We got less than a week of spring this year before it went from cold, you need a heavy coat, to good God, I have a tank top and shorts on and I'm sweating profusely. It's literally less than a week between those two. This year, I kid you not, it was, I think it hit 90 last week, and then we dropped off into the 30s last night. I'm like, come on. Right now outside it's about 40 something. And it's just aggravating. I mean, less than a week of spring and summer, or spring and fall, the best 2 times a year, and we got less than a week of both. And I'm just like, I'm done. So I'm ready to go. I'm 45 years old. I'm ready to go to a place where it's comfortable. In Phoenix, I know it gets hot. We've been out there a few times, or at least once. We're going again. But while we were out there, it got warm. But it was a different kind of heat. I wasn't sweating at all at 100 degrees. Like, it was just, we did a hike, 5-mile hike, no sweating. 100 degrees outside. Felt like 80 here to me. But, from everything I've seen and heard, we've got friends out there. They're like, yeah, the summer is the worst in Arizona. But the other 9 months are freaking paradise. So, yeah, we're interested, and that's probably where we're going to end up. But getting all of this and all the tanks inside out there is going to be a logistical nightmare. I'm probably going to have to downsize quite a bit depending on what we find. I'm not sure that I'll actually be able to have a fish room. I will most likely, I will figure out a way to have tanks and shrimp. That's a given. I've had fish and everything since the 90s. The wife knows that's part of my life and personality. You just don't give up on something like that. So anyway, it'll probably be I'm sure my company or her company will move us, and then I will have to probably do all my tanks or whatever I'm taking in a U-Haul and make that drive myself and secure them down really well. But no matter what I get rid of, every piece of equipment that powers things, pumps and filters and everything, that's all being kept. So because that stuff's expensive to replace, and I really don't want to mess with it. So anyway, yeah, quick update video. Sorry to run on. Apparently there's somebody at the door because my dog is barking. So you guys have a good one. I'll try to get back tomorrow with another update video. See you guys. Bye.